Good 99 Dream family? We back at it, episode 33 of the 99 Dream Journey. My name is Julian Taliaferro. You already know we coming again with another weekly business update, lessons for the week, and topic for the day, which is passion. And I'm gonna just start with the quote for this week, and it's a powerful one, and it's all men have fears, but the brave put down their fears and go forward, sometimes to death, but always to victory. And it's an ancient Greek quote, and it's powerful. Sometimes you just got to put it all on the line, and in that act, you become triumphant. And sometimes you may not be the one to reap the benefits, but you did what you had to do by leaving it all on the floor, leaving it all on the court, and that's all you can ask for, right? So that is the quote. All men have fears, but the brave put down their fears and go forward, sometimes to death, but always to victory. And it's an ancient Greek quote. So with that out the way, I can get to my business update. So I'm still tied up with Amazon. Amazon still has not opened up their selling applications, so I cannot submit for approval for my product. So, I'm kind of just like in that same waiting game from last week. And I've been checking every day and seeing when the application opens. So one thing that it has did or done is that it's allowed me to kind of just think about what it means to kind of be tethered to something, be tethered to a singular force that I have no control over. And it's not a good feeling, right? It's not a good feeling of being somewhat powerless, right? So just in the future, I'm just consciously not going to try and be in a position like this again. Of course, your fate is always determined by something, but, you know, most of the time, I'm going to try to at least put my fate in my own hands. So that's the update with Amazon. And at least I do not have a deadline on when I need to sell the product. That is a benefit. There is no like pressing, urgent time on when I need to get all this product off my hands. I just personally would like to get it off as fast as possible. So that's with the Amazon FBA. And then secondly, in my previous episodes, I've said that I've been continually trying to build out my startup idea, and I've been going to a lot of events, networking events, startup events just around the city of Miami, and I ended up applying to a 0 to 1 program, and I was actually accepted. And this 0 to 1 program is for startups. It's through Built in Miami, and it's backed by Shrimp Society, which I'm a member of, and Venture Miami. And it's to push forward specifically idea stage startups and then have them, go from 0 to 1. So, I'm so happy that I was accepted, and I'm just ready to start putting in that work and trying to grow my startup idea. So, really excited for that, and, glad it happened. And then thirdly, about this episode series that I have. I'm kind of been thinking about how the content might change a little bit as I move away from FBA and into more of a startup type business. And one thing I do think I want to add is maybe just like technical lessons in addition to my lessons of the week. But I'm not sure how it will look yet fully. Still just gonna put some more thought into that, and when we get to that point, we'll get to that point. And the last thing I want to say is I'm going to add a real estate portion to this episode series. So I think I want to start it in June, and I'll have it every month, just like my monthly book episodes. And this will be in collaboration with my sister, who I'll be a partner with in real estate. So I will not be able to have her on every episode because we don't live in the same city. But when we are in the same location, then we can record the episode for that month, and you guys will be able to see our partnership. So that is my business update. A little bit on Amazon, a little bit on my startup, and then just on the episode series itself. So with that, I want to go into my lessons for the week, and I have three of them. So the first one is really simple, and it's just that people are willing to help. So I've experienced this so much these past 2 semesters as I've been trying to grow professionally, as I've been trying to go, mentally, spiritually, and just in my business and entrepreneurship. And every time that I've asked people for advice, that in life lessons, every time I ask people for advice on entrepreneurship, they've always gave it willingly, and just gave their hand out to help. So just something to think about. People are always willing to help, so sometimes you just have to ask. So that's the first lesson. The second lesson is when I was reading this Ben Franklin autobiography, and the biography itself or autobiography is kind of about his path to personal development and self-development. And in it, one of the things that I took from it, like part one of the sections, was how you want to reach for perfection. You want to always try to strive for perfection. And although you may not reach it, in the act of trying to accomplish that, you get better, better, and better. So that was something that I wanted to note down as lessons of my week, because I do kind of feel like that's similar to what we have here at this 99 Dream series, as we are trying to reach our dream to the the utmost potential that we could fulfill it. And we're not perfect though. So, we're going to achieve 99% of that, but in the act of striving for full perfection, we're just going to grow, continually get better and better and better, and that's, all we can ask for, right? That's the second lesson for the week. So strive for perfection, and even if you don't get it, you become better in the process and in the act. And then the third lesson is kind of about my own perception when it comes to building a startup. So I've had a perception recently that I'm at a disadvantage because I don't know how to code. I'm not that much into software, and a lot of the startup information or dialogue that I ingest is mostly software companies, right? And tech founders and things like that. So I was seemingly at a disadvantage, right, through my own perception. But the other day, I was talking to a founder who actually went through the Y Combinator ranks, right, which is amazing. And I was telling him about how I was feeling this way. And he was saying that that's not a real disadvantage, right? All you can do is just be yourself. You have your own strengths, right? That these maybe tech founders don't have. So you should just lean into what you have, and you'll build your own business. And you're not at a disadvantage because you can learn the baselines of tech and you'll be perfectly fine. You can learn the baselines of coding and you'll be perfectly fine. But you should just personally lean into your own strengths and build what you want to build. So that was reassuring for me to hear, especially from a guy who has started three startups and went through Y Combinator, right, which is an amazing accomplishment. So that is the third lesson. So to recap, the first lesson is people are willing to help. The second lesson is strive for perfection. And although you may not reach it, in the action, you'll become better. And then the third lesson is just to be yourself, and you're never at a disadvantage because you have your own personal advantages. So with my business update and my lessons of the week done, I can now talk about my topic, which is passion. And this is a intriguing topic for me because I put a lot of thought into this, for a long time when it comes to passion and like what is it? When it comes to entrepreneurship, everybody says that business needs to be your passion, your business needs to be an obsession. It should maybe even be tantamount to a disease. And that's the only way you'll keep going because you'll be so invested into it. But in my mind, I was still confused because I am, I'm like, what is that? What can that passion be that can drive you to go to these extreme lengths? And how do you truly know what your passion is? And for a time, I personally felt that I didn't know what my passions were. I had some hobbies, and I participate in activities, but are those really my passion? So I ended up having another conversation with another guy at an event, maybe about like a month ago or 2 months ago, and I was telling him how I'm not sure about my passion yet. And then, and to summarize what he said, he was like, no, 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 no. Let's just be serious, man. Like, stop playing around. You know what your passions are. Everybody knows what their passions are. It's ingrained in you. You know it. So I left that conversation, and in my mind, I was like, I still don't know what this guy is talking about. I still have no idea. But I just continued to think, right? And I think that my problem was that I attributed passion to activities versus concepts. And I felt conflicted because although I may like certain hobbies, I may love certain activities such as basketball, music, those aren't necessarily my passions. So when it comes to concepts, I started looking at things like creating, things like designing, learning, expression, productivity, and then it clicked for me. And I said, oh, okay, I think I found it now. I think I found what my passion may be. And although you can fall into multiple concepts, I personally identified my passion as creating. And then this concept can then intersect into any activity. So I could build a business in basketball, I could build a business in music, as long as I am performing the concept of creating, as long as I am doing that action. And it's not really about the activity itself, right? It's about the creation behind it, and it's about the concept of what I'm doing. So that was kind of a switch in mindset, and I think that it may be helpful to people who are also trying to find their passion, and to not tie it to activities, but to tie it to concepts. So I was talking to this other girl the other day, or woman the other day, and she was saying that her whole founder theme, all the businesses that she started, are around productivity. So that was her passion, right? That concept, and then her businesses fall in line. So, my passion is creation. So everything that I do has to fall in line with that theme. And so, I think that I found it. So I'm gonna just keep pushing forward with my passion, and hopefully you guys can find yours. So that's the topic. And now I can get to my next steps, which are just to continually check Amazon, see when the selling application opens so I can apply for approval. But in the meantime, because I've been accepted into this startup program, I'm gonna start, pushing forward on that. Excuse me, and yeah. So all right, let's get it, y'all. Going to achieve your 99 dream. It is 99 dream because you are going to achieve your dream, and it would be 100%, but nothing is perfect. So you're gonna achieve 99% of that, and let's go and let's get it.